Hi there, it's Vivi again. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to talk about the difference between romance and erotica. Ooh, that's a hot topic. We're going to be spilling tea, or in my case, some coffee. I need some fuel for the following discussion because it will be a discussion. I expect a lot of comments. Maybe? I don't know. Is anyone watching this? Are you watching this? So anyway, back to the discussion. What is the difference between romance and erotica? Here's the way I see it. Erotica is a genre where it's mostly about the sex, right? It's mostly about the sexual gratification. Sometimes it's short stories, sometimes it's longer stories, but a big percentage of the book is steamy scenes, basically. A lot of steam. Because the goal is to make you hot and bothered, and you know what the point is. While romance, on the other hand, a huge percentage of the book will be the development of the relationship. The will they, won't they kind of thing. The conflict, the internal battle of the will. I can't be with this person, but I want to be with this person, and this person is already taken, or maybe they're not. I don't know. Are they even gay? It's a big, huge mess, but eventually something happens, something happened. Maybe they like me, maybe they don't. Is this really happening? And then more happens, and you're like, is this really happening? Or are they just experimenting? Or maybe they want to be friends with benefits. Who knows, right? Eventually something else happens, and then someone says something, and they start a tentative relationship where it's getting a little bit serious. Even to the point where they say the L word. And then more things happen, maybe they meet the parents, maybe they have steamy scenes and stuff like that. But overall, the whole development of the relationship is this huge, long thing, right? Because it is a romance. It is a romantic story. Whether it's wholesome or steamy, it doesn't matter. It's a development through time. Whether that's a few days or a few years, it doesn't matter. Because you can follow the development from the start to the tentative happy ending, And the thing about romance, whether it has steamy scenes or not, it doesn't matter. It's still a romance because you can see the whole progression of events. And usually for romance, I would say, maybe 10% of the whole thing is steamy scenes. I wouldn't put like endless steam into my book. And some people would argue, but what if it's really graphic, strong sexual content? Well, first of all, warn your readers in a content warning somewhere in the book description or whatever. It's good to warn them that that is the case. And of course it depends on your genre, because for example, for gay romance, it's more typical to have sex scenes because, that's men, right? They think about sex a lot all the time. So if you have a gay romance without the sex, it's a little bit weird, to be honest. It's a little bit too wholesome. Don't lynch me, okay? That's just my opinion, and I'm entitled to it. And so far, of all the romance books that I've read, I really have not read maybe just one without steamy scenes. So that's just a little bit of perspective there, because I have read hundreds of gay romance books. So just saying, it's a typical thing to have in an male romance book in my reading experience. So moving on from that, like I said, if the book has a small percentage of hot scenes throughout, it's still a romance because you witness the whole progression of events. the whole relationship developing. That's what romance is. It's a lot of ups and downs and surprises and horrible misunderstandings, and even sometimes breaking up and getting back together. And I personally like a happy ending, so yeah, I don't like the really sad ones, but we'll talk about that another time. For now, I just wanted to share my own definition, my own view of how these two genres differ, romance and erotica. Now, if you have a long book that is still following the whole relationship, but like, I don't know, 50% or like 80% of it is in the bedroom or wherever they have, I would not really call it a romance because it's too high of a percentage. You spend most of the time reading gratifying scenes, whereas when I'm reading a romance, I want to read also romantic scenes, gentle scenes, scenes that have nothing to do with sex, basically. So this is how I see the difference between romance and erotic. Now, there are subgenres like erotic romance, romantic erotica. I don't know. I'm not a specialist in this. And this is, by the way, not just my opinion. I have read a ton of people's opinions in erotic forums and romantic communities, and they all agree. If the percentage of hot scenes in a book is low compared to everything else, and it's a long book with a lot of character development and relationship development and a lot of conflict and a lot of will they, won't they, and if there's this whole thing, this whole romantic thing, a setup, development, and some kind of a wrap up, it is a romantic story. Whether it's a hot, sexy one or whether it's wholesome, it doesn't matter. It's still a romance. And as long as you warn your readers in a way that there's strong sexual language, there's strong sexual content, they're gonna be fine with it as long as, they're over age, hopefully. I would hope that when you look at my books on Amazon and see warning, strong sexual language, strong sexual content, that you're going to only read them if you're over 18. So that's just my hope. And I think I already mentioned this, but whether your hot scenes are fade to black or very explicit, I honestly don't care. I just want the focus of the book to be on the romantic development. And if I don't want to read the sex scenes, I'm not gonna read them. But I do believe that all that steam adds to the relationship. Think about real life. When you're with someone, it's not just the holding hands and, the I love yous and the long conversations at night and the anticipation of the first kiss and, the first time you do something together. It's not all those good stuff that constitute romance. It's also the things that happen between the sheets. And the thing is, sometimes those things are as exciting and as telling about a relationship like everything else. Sometimes if I read something without those scenes, I feel a little bit cheated. Maybe that's just me. Let me know if you feel the same way. But sometimes I feel cheated because I didn't see those moments where the two characters were completely vulnerable and completely trusting each other to be in this vulnerable position, and they showed who they really were. Because sometimes you might look a certain way and then act a different way in bed, which is something I love to read and write. And there's this magic moment of reaching that moment, of reaching that point of the relationship where you get to bed and it turns out you're actually compatible. And you get even more excited because, oh my god, I like this weird kink in bed and my partner likes the same thing. Or maybe they didn't know about it, but I show it to them and they like it. And there's this moment of, hallelujah, finally I found someone who likes something that I like. Because sometimes, with my characters at least, the past partners were really badly matched. Someone would have been like not understanding of the sexual needs of their partner, and their partner would suffer as a result. Think about it. Can you imagine, falling for a person and then getting to that vulnerable point in your relationship where you share intimacies, and suddenly it seems like they don't understand your preferences and they're like acting like you're crazy and you're weird and gross. And suddenly you have fallen maybe for someone who doesn't see who you are, who doesn't see you, who can't satisfy you fully. And what do you do then? That is horrible. And a lot of times when I write stories, I have that past experience to compare with the current experience, which is so much more satisfying. And I think there should be absolutely no shame about any kink whatsoever. Because think about it, sexuality is a spectrum. We all prefer different things. We all like different things. And you might see someone who likes to pretend to be a horse and their partner is their rider, and you think, oh my god, this is so gross and weird and bleh. But wait, those are people with valid preferences, with actual feelings. Those are people who like something that you might not understand, but wait, they have the right to choose their own preferences. They have the right to be free in whatever they do, as long as the other person is consenting and likes the same thing. Isn't that amazing when you find that other person who likes the same weird things that you like? I think that's amazing. And there's one particular kink in my books that is always there in the hot scenes, and I don't know, not everyone's gonna like that, and I realize that. But one, you can skip those scenes, whatever, and two, I really feel strongly about that. It satisfies me basically. When I read it, when I write it, it adds something to the story for me, to the romance. So I really, 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 really like it, and you're never going to convince me that it's something bad or gross, because each human being has the right to like what they like. You do you, I'll do me, end of story. I don't want anyone in the comments to be putting people down, because I'm all about equality of genders, equality of human experiences, equality of races, equality of stories, equality of genres, equality of kinks. I want to basically live in the world where everyone is respecting everyone else's likes and personality and physical appearance. I know that's a tough nut to crack, and that's an ideal that I don't know when it's going to happen, but we are going in that direction. Everything you like is valid, and you have the right to like it, and there are a lot of people who like it alongside you, and you just have to find those people and be friends and family and start relationships, live your life, be happy. Life is too short to be like all snobby and judging other people. I hate that. So just don't be that person, okay? Don't be that troll. Just, if you don't like what I'm saying, walk away. Thank you for watching, but please walk away. And here's another secret about me. I used to be a bit of a snob. I used to look down on the romance genre. It wasn't serious enough, blah, blah, blah. Now I love it. I think it's the best genre in the world, or at the very least equal to all the other genres, right? It's just the best for me. I was also the person who wasn't sure about things that I didn't understand. And just let me know in the comments, what do you think the difference between romance and erotica is? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? And also let me know what kind of things, sexy things, do you think are weird? I mean, obviously don't be explicit or graphic in my comments, please. But just generally, what do you think is weird and you don't understand, and let's see if I can understand it. And yeah, let's talk about kinks in romance novels. I use them and I love using them because they add a little bit extra to the romance. And again, I'm saying 90% of the story is romantic, so don't lynch me, please. But even if it wasn't, it would be okay. It just might not be a romance. It could be more erotica. My own stories, I love the romance more, so I dedicate more percentage of that to the romantic development of the relationship, and then like 10% or 5% to the sexy times. And again, I'm graphic sometimes in the sex scenes because why not? Why not? Tell me why not? I think it's a new age, a new world where a large majority of the romance books do have steamy scenes. This is what I've noticed about hetero romances, about gay romances, about every kind of romance. And I think that's okay because we're not shying away from sex anymore. It's okay to talk about it. I mean, don't like show it to children, but like just talk about it with young people and just say it's okay. It's a natural thing. Don't describe it graphically, but don't shy away from it either. Don't act like it's something dirty and must be hidden. It's not okay to make people feel ashamed or guilty or whatever. It's not okay. I want to live in a society where people are free to be themselves. People are free to express their love the way they want to express their love with other consensual adults. And I want to live in a world where sex is not a topic to be shied away from, because growing up, trust me, the TV was turned off, when it was even mentioned. It was always this scary thing that the adults did not talk about, and not to mention kinks. They did not exist. Just act like it's a natural process, a natural kind of part of a relationship, of life. It's not a big deal, you guys. And even if it's something weird, leave it to the people who like it. Don't make them feel bad for it. Jesus. Ooh. So anyway, this is the end of my rant. I realized I got a little bit too heated about it. I really believe in all that. So let me know what you believe in about this topic, and let's have a discussion in the comments. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, whatever. I'll see you next time. Bye!